I learned last night exactly what lengths I will go to avoid someone I don't want to talk to. I locked myself in a freezer that's 10 degrees below in this shirt for like 7 minutes just because I didn't want to talk to someone. And I realized how stupid that is later when I couldn't feel my fingers. But the kicker was I went through all that. It was fine. I was productive while I was in there. I restacked all my overstock and everything. So, you know, everyone knew what was what. And came out later. I was like, okay, I'm going to lunch now. And I go in the break room and there they are, hogging the microwave. And I'm like, oh bloody hell. It just backfired on me. It was like instant karma. And I'm like, oh, come on. This is a total FML moment. So yeah, that was, you know, not how my day started, but that's pretty much how it started because that's about when I woke up. So I took a sleeping pill at like 5 because we got back from Mark and Deb's reception thingy. Hi Mark, hi Deb. And I went back to bed. So yeah. So yeah, I was still, if you take a sleeping pill at like 5 and you have to go to work for 10, that's still kind of in your system. So it was like, it's total zombie. Really wasn't smart, but I was like, I would have been all keyed up, you know, if I didn't take one. So I had to do something. So I finally like really woke up about 2 o'clock. I got a monster in me. But apparently I wasn't awake enough to realize that indeed at some point in the night, I would still get stuck talking to the person I was avoiding. And I was like, you know, god damn it. It's just not fair. Like, it's like my life is like a movie, or maybe movies reflect life. You know, art reflects life, life reflects art. That's all, folks. Maybe it's just, you know, you think you've just barely escaped, and you dodge around a corner, like on your way to the bathroom or something, and like run into them, and your stuff goes flying, and it's like that. So yeah, and oh, I haven't been here in a while. How are you guys? I hope you guys are all doing good. I've been just busy and tired and all that crap. I actually get 5 days a week at work now, which is wicked exciting. So, you know, I've been busy. And then on my days off, I don't really want to think about work, so I don't come on here and ramble about it. But yeah, had interesting few nights. We have so much work to do. It's not even funny. And then I get home and I'm just too tired to want to even think about it. But I felt jet propelled today actually, because yesterday morning when I got home, I wanted to go to bed for a few hours before I went to the reception thing, but I really, really wanted a glass of wine, and I really, really wanted burritos, so I had burritos and a glass of wine. And I was telling this to some people at work, and they're like, oh god, I'm glad I didn't have to sleep next to you, and oh god, you're right. But like, seriously, I was like doing those farts that you don't know if they're a fart. Like, they're so hot that you're like, oh Jesus, I think I just crapped my pants, but you didn't. And so yeah, it was like that all night. There was like this cloud following me. It was epic. I was like, oh god, I'm so glad I'm working by myself. I wasn't really, because I was buried, but you know, I was still like, yeah, it's pretty good that I'm over here by myself and it's cold, so they just kind of freeze. It's like, I got a joke about that. I'm gonna do like a separate video for some jokes or something, just because I can. Yeah, so there was that. There was also these people that come in the morning. I don't know why on earth anyone would want to go shopping at 6 o'clock in the morning unless you're on your way to work or you work overnight like I do, and you get out at like 6:30, 7, whatever, whenever you get out. There's these old people, and they're crazy. There's crazy old people. And those shopping carts that, hey, I just lost my camera. That's epic. Okay. Stay camera. Woohoo. Okay. Oh, bugger all. Really? Hey, there we go. Just cussed it a little. It always works. There's like these old people, and they're crazy, and they come in with the shopping buggies, and it's like, they seriously are intent to run you down. Like yesterday morning, I was trying to push a line of like 20 carts back out into the cart corral thingy that we use for cardboard at night. I was trying to push them all out there, and I just barely managed to not miss the little dingy thing at the door. Like if you go out and you've got something that like is electronic and they didn't scan it at the register, like if you're stealing it or something, it goes bing, 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 or it makes some weird doo-doo noise now. I'm really tired, I'm sorry, but it does. It makes a doo-doo noise. Crack myself up. So yeah, I ran into the little doo-doo thingy and like with 20 carts and I was hauling ass. I think I like fractured my ribs or something. I didn't, but it hurt so bad. And I like yelled and Michelle was like kind of looking at me, so I ran over. I'm like, dude, I think it just fractured my ribs. I was like, and I really have to poop now. So there was that whole thing. And then this little old lady comes in, okay? This little old lady comes in and she walks by all the carts. She comes in, you know, through the correct door, walks by all the carts that are lined up, ready for you to just grab one and take it with you. And comes in and looks and sees the line of carts that was kind of like blocking her way from that side, so she had to go back around or whatever. But she walked by these carts twice, and then she walks inside to my line of 20 carts and decides to try to wrestle the glass cart off the line that I was pushing that almost broke my ribs. It is now pretty well jammed into the cart in front of it. So I'm talking to Michelle, and there's this old lady over here who's like, and I'm like, Jesus, you know, I'll get that in a minute. So I was like, ma'am, I'll take care of those in a minute. And she's like, her, and she becomes like the Hulk's grandmother and hauls on the thing and finally gets out, and I'm like, oh my god. It was like you just walked by a bunch of them that were loose that you could have taken. You could have taken one of the domesticated carts, but no, you had to tame your own wild cart. And I'm like, you're crazy, old lady, you're crazy. And this happens all the time. The buggies need horns on them. I can't tell you how many times I've almost gotten run down by an old person. And I'm not saying this that old people are bad. I like old people. I get along with them so much better than people my age. I am like a 70-year-old woman in this body. I'm like, get off my lawn, you damn kids! Like, I've actually said that before. Long story. I'll rant about that some other time. But it's like, oh my god, you know? And I can't see either, so it's like people saying that, here, I'm gonna put my glasses up to the camera and wonder like what it looks like. So there's the right lens, and there's the left lens. Woo! And aside from being really dirty, I really can't see. And so I can drive a buggy just fine, but some of these old people can't. And it's not the Soviet Union anymore. I mean, that happened a long time ago, but it's not like there's only so much bread on the shelf, and if you're not the first person to get there, you're not going to get any. There's a whole effing aisle dedicated to just bread and coffee and little coffee cakes, and there's a whole aisle. There are like a million choices for bread. This is why other countries hate us. It's like, you don't have to book it anymore. These old people, you know, and they don't move fast. Like, if they're crossing the road, they're like going like turtle, you know, like you got your like riding lawnmower and it goes from like the turtle to the rabbit, you know, slow to fast. They're like on like turtle, and then you get them in like a supermarket and they're like, holy crap, they turn into the rabbit, like, pew! I don't know. I don't know, unless they're in those Mark carts. We had somebody knock over like 2 clothing racks with a Mark cart, and then like you hear like crash, thud, bang, boom, bang. Like you see these racks go over, and then when you back up the Mark carts, they go beep, 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 and all we hear, like, we all stop at the registers, and you hear beep, 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 and this old person driving away on the Mark cart, and we're like, oh my god. Now again, I'm not against old people. I like old people. I think they're awesome. It's just some of the, it's like, I don't know. I'm probably going to be like that when I get up there too, but it's just, I don't know. They just scare me sometimes. It's like, I know that you've lived here so much longer than I have, and you have the right to be obnoxious, but you have the option not to be, and it just cracks me up. So yeah, that's my lesson for today. It's not the Soviet Union. You don't have to race for your bread, and you do not need to run over the poor hapless stock associates trying to put the stuff on the shelves so you can mercilessly weave your wrinkled fingers through it and just take it all. God, I'm tired. Yeah, so that's my rant for today. I think I'm just going to leave it at that. This video's long enough. You've had your fart humor, you've had your socially unacceptable joke, and I'm going to cut this off here. I'm probably going to add a second video with a couple stupid jokes I really want to tell that I probably won't be able to remember by the time I get to it. So, everybody have a good day while I'm sleeping. Stay out of trouble. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And if you see an old person with a shopping cart, run. Bye. That's all, folks.